when people need help, they shouldn't be embarrassed, and they shouldn't be embarrassed to talk about it. So something happened, and I want to share it with you. And I'm not going to let mm, all the propaganda that I've heard all my life and that you've heard all your life um, about people who need help. So I'm not going to let that stop me from going on with this conversation. Okay, so I am on Medicaid and food stamps, but I'm not allowed to have food stamps. I was on them, but Trump changed the age requirement of like the cutoff date to 54. No, from 54 to 64. So I was only allowed to have 3 months of food stamps because I didn't qualify. I'm not going to get into all this. There's been so many changes made to SNAP and Medicaid. So I don't have a car, and I always get my medications delivered. Always have. And so I needed some medications yesterday. I had run out. And I asked them, when I called them up, I said, I need this and I need this. And they were like, okay, send it out like we always do. Yes, please do. And so then later in the afternoon, I got a text saying that my meds were ready to be picked up. So I knew something had happened. So I ran out. I had to get a ride and convenience somebody to take me out to the pharmacy. And I get there and they're like, yeah, everything was already picked up. No, I didn't pick anything up. And she goes through the list. Lady, I didn't pick anything up. And she's all confused and she's starting to turn red. You could see she's getting, flustered. And one of the other workers there comes over and hands her my medications, which was in a delivery bag. And apparently, Trump has changed it so that because I'm on Medicaid, I am no longer allowed to have my medications delivered. My medications are not life threatening. But what if somebody actually had life threatening medications that they needed to stay alive and they were told that they couldn't have their stuff delivered like everybody else does because they're poor. The contempt that this man has for the poor in this country fills me with the kind of rage I am not used to feeling. He made it harder for people to get food stamps. For old people, okay? Not young people, not disabled people, fucking old people. He made it harder for old people to get food stamps. And now he made it that we are not allowed to have our medications delivered anymore. Even though that delivery fee came out of my wallet, all right? That wasn't paid by them or anybody else. That delivery fee was all mine, and I paid it. $10 to have it delivered. But because he hates me so much, I'm not even allowed to pay for my own delivery. And Trump hates all of us. He doesn't hate one color more than the other, right? He just hates all of us. I'm a white old woman and I get treated like anybody else. And the thing is, I know that MAGA is going through the same thing. It's not just it's not just Democrats. It's everybody. Everybody's going through this because he hates us that much. Well, the feeling is mutual, buddy. Always has been, always will be. You fat fascist pig. So, this is our president. Just thought you guys would like to know. Because, like, of course, not everybody needs help. So, not everybody knows that these things are happening unless they know somebody who's going through it. So, I'm going to tell you that this is what it's like for people who actually are so low that they need help. And here's another kick in the tit. I recently had to file for unemployment. And when I did, I found out that in 2020, they overpaid me. And instead of asking for that money back while I was employed, they're waiting for me to be unemployed, filing for unemployment. And then they tell me, oh, yeah, by the way, we're going to take some money away from you when you need it the most. So unemployment made the mistake of overpaying me in 2020 when everybody was on the shutdown and everybody was getting unemployment. I was overpaid, paid a little over $1,000. God bless you. Don't worry about it. So in 2020, yeah, I was overpaid by a little over $1,000, and now that I have no fucking money, no food stamps, nothing. I have nothing. You guys know. I had to opt out for Thanksgiving, and if it wasn't for the kindness of my neighbors leaving food out, I wouldn't have had anything. So yeah, as I am scraping the bottom of the barrel here, um, I find out that unemployment is going to take my first 3 checks because they overpaid me back in 2020, 2021, whenever it was. Ain't that nice? Isn't that great? Wait until I need it the most, and that's when you come after it. Not a damn thing I can do about it either. I didn't make the mistake. I didn't overpay myself. You guys overpaid. And now you wait until years later. I tell you, that's just rich. Unbelievable. These systems that we have in place. You know, every turn I make, I get kicked in the face. And I'm not saying, oh, poor me. I'm saying this is the system that we have right now. So when the fuck is America supposed to be great again? Can somebody please tell me that? Because this is probably the worst I've ever seen it. So hang in there, guys. I'm doing the same. I'm hanging in there. Might be losing weight doing it, but I'm hanging in here. Um, take care of your neighbors. Take care of your friends. There's changes happening beneath our feet that a lot of us aren't even aware of. And unfortunately, the people who need the help the most are the ones who are finding out first. So hang in there. There's more coming. Hopefully, it'll get better soon, though.